Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am coming to you today. I wanted to speak about whether we as coaches, as leaders, as teachers, as trainers, speakers, even parents, wanted to speak to you today about whether you're coachable or not. Okay? So many of us come into the profession of coaching, or we come into, just leadership roles that naturally come to us, or roles that come to us professionally, or roles that we actually go after. We come after these roles and we find ourselves in the position to coach and teach and train and lead others. And the idea behind that and being effective as any type of leader, trainer, teacher, or coach is that we also need to put ourselves in the position to be led, to be taught, to be trained, and to be coached. Okay? We have to put ourselves in the position to get what we are giving. Okay? And unfortunately, many of us don't always do that. We come into these positions with whatever spirits, whatever ideas, with whatever personalities, with whatever intentions that we have, and we tend to lose touch with ourselves. And in us losing touch with ourselves, we are definitely less likely to connect effectively with our audiences. Okay, and so many of us sometimes find ourselves in these roles and we really don't take advantage of our own vulnerability, transparency, so that we can actually be taught, to lead, to guide, to coach, to train others. Okay, so with this particular Periscope opportunity, I want to take you all on a journey of self-introspection. And within this introspection, I want you to take the time to actually not just think on the answers to these questions, but to also answer these questions and to perhaps take advantage of this type of assessment for your followers, for your fans, for your clients, your customers, your church attendees, parishioners, whoever it is that you are coaching, leading, teaching, or training. These types of tools may be beneficial not just for yourself, but also for them as well. So I have an assessment here that I developed early on in my journey as a coach. And I use it for my clients. Before I even ever take on a client, I need to know how effective my efforts are going to be. Now, I am great at what I do, okay? No doubt about it. I'm great at what I do. But even in me being great at what I do, the idea is that I am only as great as my student. I'm only as great as my client, meaning I can only be as effective as their position allows me to be. Okay, so if my clients, my customers, my students, if they are not in a position to receive what it is that I have to give them, then that limits my effectiveness and it limits the effectiveness in the entire process. Okay, so I want to challenge coaches not to be intimidated by clients who may not be very receptive to what it is that you're showing them, but I want you to use this tool at whatever part of the journey that you need to. Use this tool so that you can increase your own effectiveness by making sure that your client is on the best position to receive. And so taking this methodology into consideration, the idea here now is that we're going to assess ourselves. Okay, so if you would, and I probably should have said this earlier while I was doing all of my talking, but if you would, I want you to take out a pen and paper. Okay, so for those of you who are aware of how I do what I do, you have your journals. Okay, you have your vision journals, whatever it is, whatever tool that you have, whatever practice that you have, I want you to go ahead and take out your journals. Okay, your affirming journals, whatever that may be. Or if you just have pen and paper or a napkin, go ahead and take those things out. And I want you to, at the top of a fresh sheet of paper, I want you to ask yourself, how coachable am I? Okay? How coachable am I? All right? Go ahead and write that as the title of what we're doing today. How coachable am I? All right? And then I want you to list down numbers 1 through 10 And these are some quick questions that I'm going to ask you. And at a later date and time, you will be able to go and fill in the blanks on the responses that you provided. Okay. Again, this is geared towards increasing your own effectiveness with your clients by assessing them this way. But before we can assess anybody else and before we can coach and train anyone else, we have to always be willing and ready to receive this assessment for ourselves. Okay. Now, I don't at this point know the time limits on Periscope. So if this goes over, maybe we'll do a part 2. Okay. So you write down 1 through 10 for the questions I'm going to ask, and then you write down 1 through 5 for your responses. Okay. Number 1 means not true. Number 2 means less true. Number 3, not sure. Number 4, more true. Number 5 is totally true. Okay. So it just basically goes from 1 to 5 on whether it's not true or true. So 1 is not true, 5 is true, and then the variations of that. Okay, so the first question is, I can be relied on to take this process seriously. Okay, so ask yourself if you can be relied upon to take your coaching position seriously, to take your speaking position seriously, your leadership position. Can you be relied on to take those things seriously? 1, not true, all the way up to 5 is true. What level are you on? Okay. Number 2 is, I believe that this is the right time for me to accept this position or to perform within this role. Okay. Now, some of us obviously are already within those roles, so it may not be that flexible, but you still need to assess your readiness to receive the benefits, okay, the challenges, the opportunities that that role presents you with, okay? So I believe that this is the right time for me to accept this position, okay? The third one is, I am fully willing to do the work and let the coach do the coaching, all right? So you can say, I'm fully willing to do the work and let the leader do the leading, let the speaker do the speaking, let the preacher do the preaching, because some of us, we need that, okay? So, are you willing to do the work and let that person guide you? All right? Number 4 is, I keep my word without struggling or sabotaging. Okay, how true is that? Number 1 is not true, and 5 is true. So, any variations from 1 to 5. Number 5 is, I will give the coach the benefit of the doubt and try out new ideas. Okay, so it's, I can give my mentor benefit of the doubt. I can give the pastor, I can give the leader, I can give my manager the benefit of the doubt and try out new ideas. Okay. Number 6, I will tell the whole truth to myself. Now that's a good one. Many times we go on these journeys and we're not looking for it to be a learning opportunity for us. We're looking just to lead, to coach, to guide, to train, to teach others. But you have to be willing to be led, to be guided, to be trained, teached, and coached yourself. So in that process, are you willing to tell the truth to yourself? Even if it doesn't get past yourself to anyone else right now, are you willing to even be honest with yourself? Okay, so 1 is not true, all the way up to the scale to 5, which is totally true. Number 7, I'm a person who can express what I need or expect. And I can share this as soon as I sense it. And this is something that speaks toward your being honest. And then when you are being honest with yourself, being able to effectively explain that. Because we would like to make others responsible for our lack of communication or our lack of self-awareness, so that when we're not getting everything that we bargained for, we get mad at someone else, yet we never ask those people for more. We never expressed to them that we needed more or that something was lacking, okay? So that question again was, I am a person who can express what I need or expect and then share it as soon as I sense it, okay? Number 8 is, I am willing to change self-defeating behaviors which limit my success. And this speaks to our being always able to grow and change along these processes. We have to always be consistently teachable, okay? We have to learn to be taught. We have to learn to be guided. We have to learn to be led, which speaks to our always being able to be molded, shaped, and trained. Okay. So I spoke the other day about being 110% who you are, understanding that you're still loading. There's still transformation occurring. There's still change occurring. So that one again was, I am willing to change self-defeating behaviors which limit my success. That was number 8. Number 9, I see coaching as a worthwhile investment in my life. Okay, so if you are the coach, is it a worthwhile investment for you? If you will not invest in yourself to be coached, then why position yourself to have others invest in you? Okay, all right. You have to be willing to do the work on yourself first, and you have to be willing to invest in yourself on that level, okay? I see coaching as a worthwhile investment in my life. Okay? And number 10, the last one, I am someone who can share the credit for my success with the coach. And this just speaks towards being able to be praised and being able also to give praise. Okay. Being accountable, being respectful, appreciative. It's a two-way street. Okay. In the coach and coachee setting, in the leader and whoever they're leading. Okay. Follower to leader. Okay. Teacher to student. It goes hand in hand. There's not one person in that journey who is totally responsible for all of the progress, okay? And obviously within a coaching setting, the client leads, okay? But it's to the benefit of both the client and the coach when the client is ultimately successful in the journey, okay? So I'm going to say these really quickly again. I can be relied on to take coaching seriously. I believe this is the right time for me to accept coaching. I am fully willing to do the work and let the coach do the coaching. I keep my word without struggling or sabotaging. I will give the coach the benefit of the doubt and try out new ideas. I will tell the whole truth to myself. I am a person who can express what I need or expect, and I can share this as soon as I sense it. I am willing to change self-defeating behaviors which limit my success. I see coaching as a worthwhile investment in my life, and I am someone who can share the credit for my success with the coach. All right. So after you've done all of those and ordered them 1 through 5 as far as your rating, 1 is not true, 2 is less true, 3 not sure, 4 more true, 5 is true. You add that up to get a total score. If you have a result of 10 to 20, that means you are not coachable. If you are a coach and you are not coachable, why are you coaching? Now, some of you may not have been honest with this assessment, so you will have ranked yourself as being coachable, but be honest so that you can know. And it's not to say that you stop coaching, it's to say that you work on yourself, okay? Put yourself in a position to learn from others, and it does not have to be a coach. Many of us have a problem receiving feedback, okay? We would like to say it's because of how they said it or who said it or, whether you had your coffee or not. Nobody cares. Okay. The truth of the matter is you have to be coachable at all times from all sources, or you will be grossly ineffective as a coach. You will be doing a great disservice to your clients if you yourself are not on this changing spectrum, this developmental spectrum. Okay. So 10 to 20 means you're not coachable. Okay. 21 to 30 means you're coachable, but more willingness would permit faster progress for yourself. Okay. So understand that sometimes we are in an open mind, open heart to receive some things, but maybe now is not the time, or maybe your embracing of the situation just needs to change so that it can be more effective. Okay. 31 through 40 means that you are actually coachable. And 41 through 50 means you are extremely coachable. And when you are extremely coachable, that is when you should come to Coach D. All right. So that assessment, again, is something that I use on my clients. And this is before I ever even take them on as a client. This is as soon as you inquire. I ask, are you coachable? And I take my prospects along this journey because I need very disciplined individuals, people who are not just coachable, but people who are also willing and ready to do the work. Okay, so for you, this is something that you can incorporate into your coaching journey with your clients, and something that you can incorporate into your life journey with yourself. And this may be something that you incorporate on a regular basis, such that you understand life changes. Your disposition changes in respects to different things. So as you develop in your areas, personally and professionally, understand that your results on assessments such as these may actually change. Okay, so I did that today because we have been talking about image, and we have been talking about the crises of identity, and I want you all to take those identity and image type things and make them be very personal. You know, right here, start right here with all of it, so that in you assessing and coaching and training and learning, molding yourself, you can also be very effective in doing that for others, or you will readily see when it's not effective within yourself as well as when it's not effective within others. And that way, when we get critical things from others, when we get any type of feedback, we won't take offense to whatever feedback we receive. Okay, so if you are always being willing to be led and guided, then you won't take offense to everything or anything. Some things may not be placed properly, and some things may not fit at all, but be willing to at least listen and know your heart so that you can know where to place the feedback properly. Okay? And this is Coach D Nicole, wishing each of you the best in your coaching journeys. Okay? Be sure that you are a coach of integrity. Okay? Be sure that you are a coach of discipline, so that when it comes to expecting integrity or discipline from others, you can say without a shadow of a doubt that you gave them the finest example possible. Okay? Coach D Nicole, once again, wishing each of you the best in your endeavors, personally and professionally, as well as within your business as entrepreneurs. Please, if you have any requests from me, let me know what you would like to talk about, what other type of assessments you would like to see and receive, and just let me know your thoughts on some of these things if you have any kind of feedback to add. If not, if you don't have anything right now, then we will meet again at a later date and time. I'm going to try to do this daily, and at some point I will give you a regular time for us to meet. But if you don't have anything for me right now, again, I am wishing you the best, and I hope you have a very, very good evening and a great and wonderful night. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.